So here we're really stepping up the volume on the abdominals. Every single session we come in to train weights with, be it arm day, leg day, back, shoulder, whatever. We're starting off with a circuit of abdominals as a pre-workout. I substituted the cardio, 15-minute on the bicycle or treadmill for this. Now, obviously, excuse me, this is obviously more effective for building muscle than the cardio. Now, the cardio I was using simply to get my body temperature up, to get the breathing in sync, and to get me psyched up for the workout. But this is much superior. I mean, this is really doing it now because I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. It's like I'm building abs here. This is a hard set. And going at a fast tempo, there's a time and a place to do things slowly. But if you do these properly, like going all the way down or almost all the way down, doing a full extension and really bringing up the tempo, you will feel the muscle cramp up, seize up. You can't do anymore because it's completely congested. And in my opinion, that's probably the better way to train for the purposes that I have in mind. Now here with the hanging abdominals, I've been doing these for quite a while. And I usually do them 2 legs at a time. And the only variation I would introduce would be to twist my knee to the side. I bring the leg, from the left to the right side, from the right to the left side. And that was it until I discovered the 1 leg at a time. And believe me, it is much more effective. Now here we go to the incline bench. I've been doing the Smith incline bench, but today the elevator was not functioning and the bench is on the 4th floor and the Smith apparatus is on the 3rd floor. So I didn't want to hassle it, and for some reason I just kind of intuitively knew that today I should be doing incline bench presses with the free weight. And so that's what I did. I warmed up here with 1 plate. With this particular exercise, I have to be very careful. Last year, around this time, 12 months ago, I popped my right shoulder, and I could actually feel it pop. I could almost hear it. I don't know what it was, if it was a tendon, the muscle, what it was, but for months I had difficulty raising my hand to feed myself. It was like that bad, and to sleep I couldn't sleep on my side or anything like that. So it was very painful. I got over the pain. I got rehabbed. It was great. I'm not feeling any pain whatsoever, but it's still, I'm very cautious when doing this exercise. I'm not that strong on it. My limit is 225, 245, and I really can't do 265 on this without a spot. So that's my range right now, and I wish I could bench, on the incline 400 or 500 pounds, or maybe not. I mean, it is dangerous. So I'm kind of happy with the 2 plates, but since I haven't done these in quite a while, and I have been doing them on the Smith, I seem to have lost a little bit of strength on this particular exercise. Now, the other thing, and it's not really an excuse, but I am going low carb, and I am losing body fat, so that kind of, it kicks in, and I don't have the same stamina. Now, the other thing that I've detected is that, and this might seem strange, but for me, this is the truth. Forearm strength is necessary for big benching. Like if you have really strong forearms, or like when my forearms were a little bit more built up last year, they come and go. It depends on how much work I put on them. The benching was easier. And after a heavy bench session, my forearms would be pumped. Visible veins and everything. So obviously, the weight is on your hand, and it's transmitted, through a chain of kinetic energy down to your chest. But your forearms and your hands definitely have a lot to do with this exercise. So I felt that I needed to work to get in some forearm work. And so the whole session was kind of like an eye-opener. I got to work this again. And here we're doing a drop set. Got down to just 1 plate and just doing these pause techniques. Just resting it on the chest, bringing it all the way down, or as far as it'll go without, stretching it unreasonably, and doing these pause explosion sets, and that felt great. I was starting to get a nice pump there, very fatigued, waited for a few seconds, did a cluster set. I was looking for ways to intensify and compensate for my lack of power. You have to call it for what it is. I was doing 5, 6, 7 reps with the 2 plates with no problem. I would go up to 2 plates and a 10-pounder and do a couple of reps, and I really could not do that today. So today it was just intensifiers all day long, bringing it down, pausing it, getting a few extra reps, and just clustering the thing until I couldn't move it anymore. And here we went to the pec deck. Now, I've been looking for a way to do the chest flies that, for me, the best way to do them. And the dumbbell doesn't really work for me. It's not cutting it. I have to go fairly heavy with the dumbbell, say 50s, 60s, 70s. And there's always part of the range of motion that you lose the tension, and it's just not the best, like in my opinion. It's visually, interesting to see somebody flying with, 60s and 70s, but at this point, I'm more interested in building up my real strength and the muscle. So here, this pec deck, and I grab it higher than the handle, and the angle was just great. I mean, I was feeling a stretch load reflex on these reps like I haven't felt. I mean, it's probably one of my best sets as far as that stretch reflex. Just imagine a dumbbell fly done to the utter perfection, subjectively, that you would say, man, my chest was stretched, and then I exploded it up, it was pumped, and I was even pausing at the top for my last reps on some of these sets, just squeezing the chest. Today I'm filming this 24 hours after the workout, and my chest is on fire. I mean, I usually don't get DOMS that easy, like the delayed onset of muscle soreness, but today I feel like a newbie, like this was the first time I ever trained or something. My chest is just, I can feel every fiber just burning today. Very sore, very effective, and I attribute it to the pause sets, to the extensive volume work on the incline, free weight, and then coming and doing this particular exercise. So, it was, and easy to perform. Like, this is the other thing. This machine is ridiculously easy to perform. I'm close to putting on the full stack, but, that's not really the point here of trying to max out and do PRs on your pec deck. No, it's like really, it's useful to use these intensifiers. The intensifiers is what make any movement harder. And so this is what you want to do with these particular exercises. You don't want to use intensifiers when you're building strength and power on your deadlift and on your bench press. But on these isolation exercises, absolutely that's what you want to do. You definitely want to get time under tension. You want to get stretch load reflex. You want to get explosive movement from the bottom. You want to cramp it up and hold static hold at the top. All those things are absolutely on the table with these particular movements. It's what you want to do. At least that's what I've been doing. And, again, I'll say, my chest is on fire today. I'm sorry, this was not yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I lose track. And then we finished with these, the chest session in any case. We finished with these assisted dips. Now, I'm perfectly capable of doing unassisted dips, but the idea with this machine is to absolutely focus on the muscle, and you bring up the resistance by taking away the weight, and so you end up with your body weight instead of being assisted in any way, shape, or form. Here I had 40-pound minus body weight, minus 40 pounds. And I was really just focusing again on that stretch load reflex, which means you load the muscle like a spring under weight, you pause for a split second, and then you explode up. You contract the muscle as hard and as fast as possible. And by this time I knew I was getting a great chest workout, even though it wasn't breaking record PRs of maximum weights and reps and all of that. But I was compensating by getting a really good bodybuilding workout, doing other things today, because again, I am on a cut, I'm on a diet, and so the priority now is not to continue building strength and seeking to ever increase the weight on the bar, but to increase the work capacity with what you have increase the volume with sets, with reps, and intensify those sets to the utmost of your ability. So one set would be like, 2 or 3 normal sets, in the sense that of the time under tension, the squeeze, the pause, all those factors, the increase in reps, all those things help to bring about a more intense set. So by this time, I was feeling it. I was really, really feeling it with the chest and these dips. The dips, in any case, are one of the best chest builders there is. So doing these will obviously bring a big benefit. Now, I know, like in powerlifting and for pursuit of strength, you want to strap on weight and intensify with the weight. But again, so here, I don't know what brought me to do these. I guess I was just looking for something easy to do. And so I grabbed these dumbbells and I was trying to look for the best angle to just squeeze and pump my forearm. And I said, I'm going to work these light dumbbells on my forearm until I can't close my hand, until I physically just can't move my hand anymore. I'm a patient man. I'll stay here all day if necessary and just pump the shit out of those forearms, because they need a lot of work. They've atrophied a bit because I haven't paid any attention to them. Unlike my calves and my other body parts that I did throw in a lot of work towards in the off season in these last 4 months, the forearms not so much. So it's time to reclaim and salvage my forearms. So I'm doing these reverse type of grip behind the back and then to the side. I found that the side technique is actually the best, where you lay the back of your hand against your leg, against the side of your leg, and twist it out. And that was really, really working great. And it's starting to burn. I was feeling, geez. So I started out with 15-pound dumbbells, and then I went up to 28-pound dumbbells. And of course, it's easy, but you'd be surprised how fast a muscle like that can fatigue, especially at a weird angle. And if you put it at a disadvantage, it's a really not humbling, it's a humiliating experience to not be able to lift that much weight. But again, this is what is needed. You got to focus on these things, on these muscle groups when they're lagging, and just give it extra special attention with detail. High reps, lots of weight, a little bit of weight, all kinds of techniques. You throw the kitchen sink at it. When you want to bring up a body part, you try all kinds of techniques and frequency. You start start prioritizing these body parts in every session to the point where, it's not like once a week, but you're working them 3, 4, 5 times a week like I'm doing with my abs. So diet's starting to show. I'm starting to look a bit like a coat hanger there. Like the shirt's kind of like hanging on me. Feeling harder for sure, leaner. My midsections, subjectively, I feel that I'm still fat, but I don't want to feel like this anorexic body dysmorphia thing. I still, I eat by my Excel sheet, so I don't indulge in over dieting or anything like that. I go by the numbers. If I'm dropping too fast, I will eat that day. If I stagnate in my drop, I'll cut. It's like, I just go by the numbers, so I really don't have to worry about how I feel, although I am starting to take more into account the visuality of it. Once I get down to a certain body fat and body weight, I will start playing around with carb cycling, where I deplete and load, so I can start working more on the visual of the muscle. But that doesn't really work until you're pretty darn lean. Anyways, that's it for today. God bless you, everybody. Thank you for following me. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.